I move for no man, no man, no man, no
All right.
man, no
We'll call it a draw.
no man.
Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound.
What up? What up? What up, Richard?
Yo.
Gary, what happened to your nose?
What do you mean? Nothing happened to my nose.
Seems like you got punched in it.
Life
Probably
happens,
did.
motherfucker. Life.
Did you? Did you get a busted nose?
So it's possible, but let me see. I have to
Was it
look,
bleeding?
I have to look at my own face. No.
That looks like just like a burn.
No. So there was,
What do you mean?
I would say like, I don't know, 8 months ago maybe. I had like a sizable like pimple or something on my fucking nose that was like really swollen. I get cystic acne, and it wasn't fucking reaching ahead, so I just jabbed it with a needle, and that's what you get.
What do you mean you jabbed it with a needle?
I mean, I took a needle, jabbed it, and fucking the pus came out, and now I'm left with fucking scar on the top of my nose.
Do you think that might be
It turns
infected?
red. No, it's definitely not. I'm telling you, it periodically looks like this. Just looks like gets red, irritated, whatever the case may be.
Frank, you ever had one of those pimples that's like
It
under the
was
skin?
it was infected
Yeah,
prior
100%.
to me stabbing it with a needle and letting out the pus. But yeah,
But see how I reacted right now, thinking that Gary got beat up from looking at that. So it's very concerning when you're fighting Gary.
You sound
Yeah.
like my dad.
'Cause if
My
it
dad would
goes
be
to
like,
a
"Chris, what
decision-
happened to your face?" I'm like, I'm a professional fighter.
well, the
When
good
you-
news is, Frankie, if I go in looking like this, that's the baseline that they have to determine it off of, right? So the more beat up I look like going in, technically it favors my chances.
That's not the way it works with the dumbass judges, bro. Are you drinking whiskey? Now that's a fucking man.
It's
On a
not-
Monday morning, just a fucking big ass glass of whiskey
I wish.
right before training.
Monday morning whiskey.
Fucking, that's why we love you, Gary.
I'm sitting here
What's
eating
that?
oatmeal like a pussy. Gary drinking whiskey.
In this instance, I'm not the pussy of the group.
Man, you got black coffee.
I got black coffee, Gary's drinking whiskey, and you're the fucking pussy with the oatmeal.
I got sparring in an hour.
Okay.
I need to carve up.
Yeah, we'll disregard that comment.
Mm-hmm.
So how was your weekend, ladies?
Pretty good. Watch the fights.
I saw there was like a big grappling match with that guy Hulk,
I didn't
Right.
see it.
with Leandro Lo and the Hulk.
That's probably the last thing I would ever watch.
Really? You don't watch grappling at all?
Oh, I would watch grappling. Leandro Lo and Hulk. Yeah, there's no chance. Without the gi or with the gi?
With the gi.
Maybe. Maybe it has some qualitative value. But, I mean, it's like one
You only watch your Danaher guys, huh?
one giant jack dude, another giant jack dude, just fucking squeezing each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
I don't
Who's this whole
Highly
character?
unlikely I learn anything from watching that match. So
Gotcha. Gary only watches his guys. The Danaher Death
I'll
Squad.
watch somebody that I think is good. Like I'm fighting Dante Leon. I think Dante Leon's jiu-jitsu is good. I'd watch his matches, but I don't know. Leandro Lo and Hulk is like.
What do you think's going down in that match? You're gonna sub him how much time?
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know how he's going to try to play this match. I don't know if he's going to do what he did last time and just pull or.
Oh, this is
Change
your
the
second
first.
match with him.
Yeah, it's a rematch.
And how did the first match go?
I submitted him in like 3 or 4 minutes, I think, with the outside heel hook.
So this time you should submit him in like 2
I love how people assume that.
with
Not
that
necessarily.
with that new haircut.
I mean, the haircut does suggest that I would submit him faster, but you never know, man. Like sometimes you go in, you fucking break somebody really quick, and then like they get really cagey the next time you grapple with them, and they just kind of like don't engage, and it makes it harder. I think sometimes the first time somebody grapples with me, they have a little bit of an elevated confidence, and they're not like worried about getting submitted. They convince themselves that I'm not dangerous, and then they get submitted quickly. And then the next time they compete against me, they're very afraid and don't get into leg entanglements and stuff like that. So
Let me ask you a question. In your weight class, how many grapplers do you think have the potential to beat you? If not like on your level, in your opinion?
First off, it depends on the rule set. Because in like a sub-only rule set, like almost nobody. But also recognize that I almost never compete in my weight division. Like I'm competing at 170, which is kind of my weight division for grappling matches. But it's a day before weigh-in. Like realistically, on a day before weigh-in, I could be competing at 150, 145 pounds potentially if they took this shit seriously. Like if they paid us fucking 50 grand to grapple, I'd have no problem cutting to 145 the same way that I would do it in the UFC if I competed there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I'm not getting paid that kind of money, so that it's very unlikely that anybody's going to cut that amount of weight. So, I mean, but either way, I would say like sub only, almost nobody within points structures like ADCC and stuff like that. There's a few guys. I mean, I've lost to a couple guys before in those rule structures. JT Torres has edged out decisions against me, and then won. I think the most recent match we had, he won by points.
I saw that match. The
and then Lucas Lepre beat me by points years ago. But so I mean, I suppose he could beat me by points again. But I mean, I think I'm a lot better. So, but I don't know. It depends. It definitely depends on the rule set. Sub only, I think for like most of the people on our team, it's like hard to beat us. It's pretty fucking difficult. I mean,
why?
Because most other athletes don't understand how to submit people.
Gotcha.
I mean, at least at the highest level, you know, they understand how, if they get to somebody's back to fucking strangle them, I guess. Like, but past that, it's like it's pretty hard for them.
Did you write Chatri what I told you to write him?
I don't even remember what you told me.
That's how much.
That's how much the things you say mean.
That's how much importance you put on my on my fucking train of thoughts. Dude, I was trying to help you. You probably would have done very well with that text message, and you disregarded it.
Yeah, maybe It'll be my downfall. Major downfall in life is not listening to Frankie's advice.
Chris, how come you're sparring today? What's the point of sparring if you're like a brain now? You're supposed to be the intelligent one now.
I've always been intelligent. I've always sparred. So I like sparring. I haven't sparred since March.
But if you don't have any fights in the horizon, why even
I'm
do
talking
it?
about a fight in October. So.
Oh, you're gonna fight in October? Breaking news? Were you like
breaking because
keeping that close to the close to the vest? What's up, man?
Have been. We're in discussions. We're in negotiations. So.
Is it a big fight or are they gonna give you another can?
No, it's a real fight. Yeah, it's a fight.
When are you gonna fight King Ryan? The battle of battle of the beauties.
I've already been in the battle of the beauties before. Me and Amir Khan, we fought, and that was one of those fights too. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough fight to make.
You guys were always one-upping each other with like the clothes. With like the
dude, I beat him on the clothes for sure.
Smoked him.
Yeah, he's got more money, but I got more style.
Yeah, you can't buy that. You're either born
swag,
with it
bro.
or you're not.
Can't buy swag.
Did you guys see the fights? Gary did.
Yes.
I didn't know. I was
dude, I felt bad for Gustafsson. He got smoked.
Did he?
Fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
Damn, I like Gustafsson.
Submitted in like under a minute.
To me, that was a representation of like what happens when you have somebody that kind of understands how to do jiu-jitsu and someone that doesn't understand any jiu-jitsu. Like that's why that took place. And it's
saying that Verdum kind of understands?
Kind of.
The guy's like.
I'm sorry. Did you watch him fight Alexei Olnik?
No, I didn't see that fight.
That's another person that also grapples. And when he fought somebody who also grapples, it was kind of like a back and forth, like two guys kind of flopping on each other, kind of fight.
Oh wait, yeah. They were like super gassed out by the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that fight. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So people are like, oh my God, it's like Verdum. It's a new Verdum. It's like he knows how to do jiu-jitsu again. It's like, no, you're just watching him do jiu-jitsu against a white belt compared to watching him do jiu-jitsu against somebody who also kind of knows what they're doing, you know? And when you see that comparison, it changes things. I think there's a ton of people in the UFC who, I mean, look at just what just happened to Gastelum with getting outside heel hooked, like.
Yeah, by someone that's not like known for.
Yeah, because
high-level
most
jiu-jitsu.
of these guys they train like MMA jiu-jitsu. They just kind of like, and it makes sense for their career because most of the time they don't need it. But you know, they get taken down, they work on different ways to get up and stuff, and that's pretty much it. They're not like submission experts. You know what I mean? So they get in these positions and they just have to tap. They have no choice.
In Kelvin's defense, I thought that he didn't put any respect on that heel hook. There was no sense of urgency to get out. He was just chilling.
Yeah, but again, Frank, like that's a problem. Like,
but for the most part, when guys
that he could do to get out, I mean, it's
for the most part when guys don't have that much jiu-jitsu, they at least look like they're trying to explode out. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you, but not recognizing danger is an even bigger sign that you don't know what you're doing. Like if you don't know, you're in trouble.
Fair enough.
How was Shogun Nogueira?
Shogun actually won the fight via takedowns.
He looked really slow.
Yeah, that's just like a old man legend fight.
The striking, it started out the fight. I thought it looked terrible because like neither one of them was like pulling the trigger in like the early, which is fine. I guess they were feeling each other out, but I thought that's how the whole fight was gonna go.
Yeah.
And then they started throwing a little bit. Shogun got the better of most of the exchanges. But I would say the what really sealed the deal was he took him down in a couple different rounds, and that's kind of what cemented his. It was no longer up in the air. In my opinion, it was. It should have been like unanimous, but I think it was
essentially the fight sucked.
So at least they're giving him like guys his age and legends as well.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Not
I'm
like
cool with
young
that.
Lions.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Don't feed them to like brand new fresh guys who are
going like a contender.
Yeah.
Fuck them up.
Putting these old men in the grinders.
You know what pisses me off? What pisses me off is that I haven't ever seen Shogun make an effort of conditioning, of like losing weight or like looking relatively like an athlete.
Yeah.
So it's when I see that, I feel like there's lost potential there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like BJ Penn, like he never.
The funny part
never
is
reached his.
The funny part is though, is the best shape BJ was ever in was the worst fighter BJ ever was.
Yeah.
So you think there's something to that?
When BJ fought at his true weight class at like 145 pounds, he was the worst BJ we've ever seen.
That was also late. Like he
sure.
The boat had already set sail.
Sure, but I'm just saying it just goes to show you how little that part of it actually plays a role. If before we were seeing like, a lot, and then when we see him at that weight, we don't really see too much.
But also, BJ was earlier in the UFC. The guys weren't as athletic as they are now.
I was about to say that maybe the game caught up to him.
Yeah, like how you're fighting at 170. Like you could have done that in early UFC days, no problem, because everyone did that. They didn't really cut like they do now. Conditioning wasn't like it is now.
Oh my God, I could never actually. So I was talking about grappling. I could never fucking. Well, I shouldn't say I could never, but it would be exceptionally difficult to fight somebody at 170 pounds. Like that's, dude, because those guys are like over 200 pounds now.
Oh, I know. I've
like
cut weight for these guys. They're 200 pounds, ripped.
Yeah, 155. You got guys that are like just touching 200 pounds. But like in 170, you got guys that are like 215, 220 sometimes.
You got guys with six packs who weigh 200 pounds who fight at 170.
It's fucking wild.
That's
George actually cut a very small amount of weight for that weight class.
Yeah.
Like George only walks around with like 190, I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
St. Pierre. Yeah.
Now he walks around at like 185 because he's got some stomach thing, so he can't really eat as much. But if he came back, he'd be fighting at 55, I think. Or well, he should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like he developed some type of stomach problems from like all the stress.
Yeah, I saw him a few years ago at a Glory kickboxing show, and he's not a big guy.
No.
He's wide though. His back is like.
Oh yeah,
big.
for sure. But he's not
jacked,
you're not around him like, geez, look at this guy. Like,
yeah.
He's got wide shoulders, but thin waist. Not that tall.
He grapples with you guys, right, Gary?
Yep.
He comes into Henzo's quite a.
How's his jits, Gary?
Oh, he's really good. He's got okay like regular jiu-jitsu and very good MMA jiu-jitsu. So like when I say that, what I'm referring to is what I was talking about before, where like he does a really, really good job of creating off balance to get up and like, all these things that normally aren't a part of like kind of regular jiu-jitsu. And then his regular jiu-jitsu is actually pretty good too. It's not like you get into submission situations with George and he recognizes danger. He knows when he's in trouble, so he can kind of defend the submissions. And, yeah, he's a problem would be a problem for most people when it comes to like jiu-jitsu and MMA for sure.
Dude is just good at everything. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know Freddie Roach loved him for boxing. Like when he had him in the gym, and says he's a great boxer too.
Yeah.
In kickboxing, he spars with world champion kickboxers. He gets the best of the best and works at everybody.
I hope he doesn't come back. That's it. Just leave on top.
I don't think he will. I don't think there's a reason to. Like the two fights that they needed to make if he was going to come back was Conor and Khabib, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Khabib just like fights like once a year now, and Conor, like, who the fuck knows what's going on?
I saw Khabib's back at the gym. He's back training, so
yeah,
he's probably gonna fight Gaethje because there were rumors that he wasn't ever gonna fight again, like after the loss of his father. So
I heard Conor's trying to get another boxing match. So
with Floyd?
Yeah, Floyd's in the gym.
Yeah, well, he did say
Floyd's sparring. Floyd's in the gym.
Floyd said that he made more money off McGregor than like Pacquiao. So
he did. Yeah, way more. Everyone did.
Yeah, so it would make sense. Yeah.
But like, come on, dude, how much money do you need? Fucking damn.
Would you guys watch?
Yep.
Of course. Yeah.
What about Tyson and Roy Jones?
Oh yeah, that fight just got announced.
Yeah.
Dude,
talk about not wanting guys to come back. When you said I hope he doesn't come back, I'm like, ugh, that's exactly what these two fighting each other is to me.
At least he's coming back to someone.
Wait, that's actually happening?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Gary, that's happening.
Oh, I thought it was bullshit. I just thought because like for fucking the last like 8 months, people have been putting up fucking posters of Tyson fighting
everybody. Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, cool. Here's another poster somebody made. Like, but that's a real fight. That's actually happening.
September 12th is happening. Yeah.
See, you know how it's so crazy the world works now that you legitimately see things and you just have my brain is completely turned off the possibility that was even happening.
Yep.
Like that any fight with Tyson was happening because of how much fake bullshit just gets thrown on the internet. I just to put no stock in it and I just scroll past it.
I did the same thing, and then a bunch of people were sending it to me, and I did what Gary did. I shut it off cognitively, like that's not happening. Like stop sending me these things. And then I kind of looked into it, and they're both doing interviews about it. I'm like, holy shit, this thing is actually really happening.
Yeah, like Gary, I thought you were actually gonna grapple Ron Jeremy. So
I can't.
There goes to show.
The miracle of the internet.
It'd have to be a prison match. Prison rules.
If you guys grappled Gary, would he be able to use his hog as something to grab onto? Like, would he be able to? I think it would be really
hard to take him down because his third leg would continue to prop him up.
His fifth
it's a great
limb.
Balance.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that fight, the Tyson fight?
Honestly,
what you got?
I think Roy's gonna give him hell until he gets clipped. Roy's gonna be in control unless he gets hit, because Roy is just so much faster, more athletic, even at this age. But if once Tyson hits him, that's it.
How old are the two of them? I know
51,
Tyson.
54. Tyson's 54.
Okay. All right. So that's not that huge of an age discrepancy.
No, they're very similar.
Okay. Considering that age discrepancy, I think I'd put Tyson in as winning it. Yeah. It's really, really difficult to say. This is the same thing that happened in jiu-jitsu. They started doing this a little bit, not so much anymore, but there was a period of time where they were starting to try to match up like, old school guys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I remember when Eddie Bravo had a rematch with Hoyler, and guys are like, oh, like who's gonna win, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, honestly, it just comes down to who's been training and who hasn't. Like, if over the past 10 years, Tyson hasn't been in a boxing gym or hasn't been doing shit, and Roy Jones has even intermittently been fucking doing something, then I say Roy wins. And vice versa. You know what I mean? I don't think like you're just gonna like pick something up for like fucking 6 months and suddenly that's gonna
So Roy's been a boxing trainer. He's been training fighters for the past 5-6 years.
Right.
I think he even fought within the last 5 years himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I think his last match was like 2018.
In that case,
he's in the gym with all his guys.
In that case, I would probably put my money on him.
I just don't know about his chin though.
Yeah.
Because Tyson didn't show like any problems with his chin, like in
No.
the like at the end of his
All
like
his losses,
career?
all Mike's losses are stoppages, but it's not because of his chin. Even the fights that he got stopped,
It
he
seemed
took
like he quit.
hellacious damage,
Like he just didn't
or he
wanna-
quit. You're right.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Lewis hit him with goddamn everything. Lennox
Yeah.
Lewis hit him with everything, and Lewis knocks out everybody. So,
Yeah. Yeah, tough to say. I mean,
But I also think with this fight though, this doesn't affect either of their legacies at all. Like
No.
they're so far removed from their careers.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously Mike a lot more than Roy, and they're just not the same. You don't think of them in the same place. You don't think of them in the same weight class. It's not going to matter. It's like we're not going to look back and put this as part of their legacy.
yeah, agreed.
With that being said, so Gary got Roy Jones, and Chris, who you got?
No, I mean it depends on what exhibition means.
What do you mean?
They're saying
think
it's
they're
an
gonna-
exhibition, and they're
You,
not going to.
you think they're gonna pull punches?
No, I don't. But that's what I mean. It depends. It depends if they're gonna do that or not. If Mike wants to hit him for real and he does, that Mike's gonna win.
I don't think you can tell Mike to go 50%.
I don't think so either, just because of just the way his body is, like the way he moves, the way he explodes. You know, he's one of those guys. He's either gonna be fast and hard or he's gonna be completely slow.
Yeah.
He's got no in between.
I think he's gonna go all out.
I think Roy's gonna look really good for a couple rounds at least. I could see Roy going out there and boxing really well the whole time.
Yeah, it's super hard to say because I have like a, just from like watching so much tape and stuff, it's like a big part of the stuff that I try to implement in my sparring and my training is like stuff that's very similar to Tyson. So I have like just kind of a general bias to like want him to win just because I feel as though he does a lot of things like more technically proficient than a lot of other people. But man, that's a lot of years and it could be a lot of years out of the gym not doing anything. I don't know how much you can make up for that even if those habits are still there.
This has brought me back to thinking. I've been watching old videos of Roy Jones, and I hope that makes everybody do that because I think we forgot about how goddamn good he was. Because the last couple of years he's been, he's getting knocked out. He's losing to guys that he should never have, been in the same league with. But back in the day, in the mid '90s,
Oh yeah.
one of the best we've ever seen. Like it was
Yeah.
insane the things he did.
Well, the thing is that also his style was like with the hands down low, and he relied on his speed.
Speed,
And then-
power, reactions.
Yeah, but then when your speed starts to go, then that style doesn't really work on
Yeah.
like elite guys.
And it was funny. It turned out that Roy didn't have a chin because he never got hit. Like we never saw that throughout his entire career. And then at the end, like everything turned him off.
You think so? You think it's not like with all the wars that throughout the years?
I don't think so
think
because
it's
he
just
didn't
like
take a
he-
lot of damage.
Yeah, he
I
didn't.
mean, everyone gets hit on the way up. Like even Floyd. Floyd has a good chin. Like he's been clipped throughout his whole career. But Floyd wasn't as reactive or fast as Roy.
Yeah,
Roy was like the original Matrix. Like the things that he could do in there were like
yeah.
you watch him, you look at each other like, what the hell did he just do? Like you can't even do those things.
His highlight videos are unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Best ever.
But you also like I would say like I think even Roy like said something like this. I think they get like a little touchy when it comes to like a lot of people talking about like Mayweather being like the greatest boxer of all time and this, that, and the other thing. And I think he came out and said like, listen, he's like he's fucking good. He's like don't get me wrong. He's like, but when you go in there and when you watch like the way I fucking viciously knock these motherfuckers out, and then you watch what he does, it's like it's kind of two different sports in a way or something like that. Something he said. So like. I would agree with that in regard that like there are people that are really, really good at what they do. Like especially even in my sport, like there are guys that are really, really good at like winning ADCC and they can
At
like
all
edge out,
costs.
they can edge out like fucking points victories and things like that. But when you watch 9 out of 10 of their matches and then you watch like 9 out of 10 of my matches, like it's a complete difference. Like you're gonna see me fucking submit people. And you're going to see that person just kind of fucking, all right, I moved to side control and I fucking, I laid on the guy for a little bit. And it's the same thing with Floyd. Like Floyd, it's fucking beautiful to watch in my opinion, like the evasion and everything like that. But there's something to be said for somebody who can finish somebody. You know what I mean?
Roy had a sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, not to say Floyd can't do it because he can. He has knocked many people out. He just chooses not to play that game, especially at this point in his career.
So this is pertaining exactly what you're saying. So Floyd had a really close fight with Jose Luis Castillo at 135. This was early 2000s, and a lot of people
Before
thought he
him
lost that
being
fight.
money.
Yeah.
That was pretty boy.
Pretty boy. He was still pretty boy then. It was a close fight. A lot of people thought that Floyd actually lost that fight. They had a rematch. Floyd won 8-9 out of the 12 rounds. Went back and was like, no question who won that fight. That's how he, got the one up and made everybody forget about it. Roy Jones Jr. caught a disqualification loss to Montel Ice Griffith. They fought a rematch. Roy knocked him out in 60 seconds. He literally came across the ring. He threw a double leaping left hook, caught this guy on his chin, and put him to sleep.
Yeah.
And Roy was losing the first fight, drops him, hits him while he's down, gets disqualified. It's like Roy was losing the first fight. Like the guy was very Montel Griffith was a phenomenal fighter. But Roy in the rematch literally knocks him out in less than 90 seconds.
Yep.
They're different things. They're totally different things.
Yeah.
Eyewitness News, where news comes first.
The Major League Baseball season started last week.
Nice.
And they had fake cutouts of people in the stands.
I heard about that.
Wait. Time out, though. There's way more important current event attached to this. I don't know if you're going to say it.
No. Yeah, it's something funny. So the Pittsburgh's Pirate manager, he went to argue with the umpire. And it's really funny because before they clash, they both put their masks on and start arguing with each other. It's like in the old days when you were gonna have a duel with someone that you have to put on your white glove before engaging.
That's awesome.
Man, it was so funny because they were super pissed, but then they stopped being pissed for a second just to put their mask on, and then they resume being pissed and start yelling at each other.
That's amazing.
Isn't that what the Korean League was doing? They were doing they were doing stuffed animals in the crowds or something like that instead of cutouts, or maybe it was cutouts. I don't know, but that's.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, far better than even that, Frankie. Which I thought you were gonna catch this, but I guess you didn't. Was Dr. Fauci's opening pitch?
Oh, really? What happened?
You guys didn't see that?
Oh, it's
No.
bad.
Okay.
It's
So-
worst of all time.
He throws a pitch. I mean, if you could call it a pitch, and it looked as though he's never so much as thrown a fucking cell phone or TV remote to someone in his entire life. At some point when he was a child, he threw something, and people made fun of him so bad that for the rest of his life, he just went, you know what? From now on, even if somebody's a distance away from me, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to hand it to the person because he threw the ball and he did a full 90-degree pivot. And threw the ball the opposite direction.
So he threw it to first base?
Literally, Frank.
Dude,
It was
yes!
it went to the dugout. It didn't even come close to going towards the mound.
Okay, so I have a train of thought for this type of stuff because it's not the first time that someone throws a first pitch that sucks, right? We've seen it before. 50 Cent did one as well.
Bad.
What was 50 cents? I didn't see it. How bad was it?
It sucked.
But where did the ball go? That's what's relevant to me.
I think it just didn't make it.
I'm
It went
pulling it up right now.
halfway.
I don't
Went
remember
like
off the top of my head.
I'd accept the ball going halfway over what the fuck happened with Fauci though.
Well, the thing is that Fauci's an old man. 50 Cent is a strong.
It wasn't much. Gary wasn't much better. It
Wasn't-
was a little better, but
Okay,
same went in the same place basically.
So
Wow.
if you know that you're going to be on national TV throwing a first pitch, don't you think that you maybe should practice it a couple of times just to not be completely embarrassed?
Yes.
Huh? I
Yeah.
mean, these guys are people that are in the public eye and they know exactly what it takes to rehearse things. So I would think that they would at least throw a couple of pitches in the back or something before going out there.
Yeah, I guess not. Or either that, or even better would be if they did do that and the pitch was still that bad.
Can you
Like, if
imagine
They tried to
Dr.
practice for
Dr.
an
Fauci
hour.
spent 3 hours practicing, and this is what happened.
Honestly, I can say I've thrown the first pitch at a Major League Baseball game before. It's nerve-wracking as fuck, but it doesn't matter how many times you probably practice, and we didn't. They didn't give us an opportunity to practice. I didn't really think about it. I didn't know I was even doing it. They're just like, hey, you guys can throw the first pitch out of the game. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I mean, I know how to throw baseball, but I'm like, wait a second, that's far, and it's a lot to kind of fit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I could absolutely, and I played baseball for 10 years. I could easily throw a first pitch and have it fucking miss, but not miss like that. Like, like I was never the most accurate thrower or pitcher in the world, but it's like,
well, you might miss if you're throwing heat, but not like to actually throw it for them to catch it, not like trying to throw a strike.
Yeah.
You played
but
for
I
10
think
years?
I would go for broke. I'd have to throw like attempt
Like a
to throw
fastball.
pitch, just because I actually played baseball, so I feel like
Gary would go
I'd have to
fucking
give it a shot.
with the feet all up in the air.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
I would do perfect.
do the full wind up.
The full windup to get that full 25, 26 miles per hour on that fastball.
26 miles per hour.
26.3 miles per hour on that fastball.
It was funny when I played baseball. There was one game where I forget how old I was. But there was one game where like whatever pitcher we had was just fucking done. Like he threw his arm out, and we just didn't have anybody left. I think that was like they have like rules in the when you were a kid, like how many pitches a person could throw, and so we had like two guys rotating, and like both of them were fucking done. So like they kind of just were like, hey, who wants to fucking do this, right? So I'm like, oh, I'll fucking get in there, right? So it's like the last inning, and I'm just throwing fucking fire, just boom, 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 just striking everybody out, right? And I knew as soon as it happened, I was like, oh man, that was awesome. But the problem is now they're gonna try to put me in like to pitch for real.
How old were you?
Consistently, and this is not gonna go well. Because I'm not accurate. Like I just got lucky. I just got lucky those few times. I happened to throw the fucking strikes right down the middle for whatever reason. And then like the next game they put me in, and it was just a fucking disaster. I think I walked like 2 or 3 people, and they were like, okay.
How old were you, Gary?
Baseball story makes me realize that you have a baseball haircut. That's a baseball guy's haircut. That's a Major League Baseball haircut for sure.
It's true. I got to get the mustache back.
He's got that Ricky Bobby, Eastbound and Down.
Oh, Eastbound and Down, yes.
Feather this guy out on the back.
Wait, what was that guy's name? The Eastbound and Down?
I'm gonna
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
Fuck you, Kenny Powers.
Fuck you.
Gary, how old were you?
When I played baseball?
Yeah.
I played during that story, I'm not sure, but I played baseball from probably age 4 or 5 till I was 14, maybe.
Is your mic on? Are you having trouble like hearing me? Because I asked your age like 3 times. Maybe I don't know if you're playing dumb on me. What?
Did I not just answer you, or did you not hear me? I'm confused.
Testing. 1, 2,
I don't know what just happened.
What just happened here?
See, Chris, did you not hear me? I just told you.
No, I did. I think Frank's having a stroke.
Yeah. What's
I've
going on?
had too much coffee this morning.
I think Frank's having a stroke. The age is catching up to Frank now.
I'm just busting your balls, man.
I hear you.
So Portland's
My balls get busted.
Portland's been the site of protests for more than 60 days now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The protests have mostly been peaceful, but there's been instances of vandalism and violence. The Portland mayor, Ted Wheeler, is backing up the protesters and got tear gassed in one of those days. And after the 50-day mark, Trump sent the federal agents. That dude got fucked up, and he was on tape saying like he was like narrating what was going on, and he could barely breathe.
That's amazing.
This
He's
is the
like,
mayor.
as you can see, the tear gas make it really hard for me to speak, and it's hard to see.
So, I think before we discuss this, because like I travel a lot. I've been to Portland a number of times. Something people have to understand is that Portland, just as a place, they love to protest. Yeah. It's like the same way that we like to maybe go for a barbecue like Chris did yesterday on Sundays, and that's like his like tradition. That's almost like what protesting is to people from Portland. Like they just fucking
That's their thing.
Every single time I've been there, there's been some type of fucking protest, like in the fucking park or whatever the case may be. And completely random. It doesn't. You don't.
Is that
Some of the people don't even know what they're there for. They're
is
just.
that where the
fucking up
first
signs.
the first Karen came from?
Dude, it's such a weird place. I think the reason that it happens is because they get like all these fucking weird misfit people that feel as though they're like underrepresented groups. So they fucking, I don't know, they feel the need to get out there and voice their concerns, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it always fucking threw me for a loop whenever I came out there. I'm like, these people protesting, and people are like, I don't know.
I've never been to Portland. Like how, but everybody tells me it's like really pretty. Is
So
it
I'll
like nice?
I'll give you an idea of how weird it is. I walked into a like some weird niche coffee shop, and advertised on the coffee shop wall was a nude roller skating competition or like event. So you would show up naked and rollerblade around the park for like a mile or 2 miles or something like that. And that was being advertised in your local coffee shop.
Interesting. So it's like very very artsy, very weird.
I'm cool with that. I'm not opposed to such
There
activity.
are
I feel-
also go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like it would be kind of hard to roller skate with your piece out. What
Yeah, I
if you
was
fell
thinking
flat on your
Males would
flat
definitely
on
have
your
a lot more
face,
trouble.
and you would get like a rug burn on your penis?
Or someone else will roll over it, which that's probably the worst thing.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Another fact about Portland that's important to consider is they have more strip clubs per capita.
I've heard that.
I think any other city in the U.S., barring maybe there might be one other one. I think maybe Tampa edges them out, but I'm pretty sure Portland either takes the cake or they're in like second place.
I've
Tampa's
heard that.
super
I
dirty.
think they might be number one. Actually.
In Tampa, you can
Tampa's
actually
gangster.
you can fuck in the strip club.
Yeah.
I heard it from a friend.
Fucking in the champagne room is okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
And the strippers in Tampa, those girls are like superb athletes. They are the highest level in the world.
There's a strip club in Portland where it's called Casa Diablo, and it is a vegan strip club.
Ah.
And the ATM there when you go to get money gives you $2 bills instead of, or actually sorry, not the ATM, their bar back, right? Like when you you get the money from the ATM, whatever, and then you go get change. They won't give you singles, they give you $2 bills. Now, I didn't realize that was possible. I thought the $2 bill was just like a currency.
like a myth.
Well, no, I've had $2 bills, but I thought it was something that was no longer really printed. Like I didn't know you can go to a bank and get $2 bills printed apparently. Like you can just like if you want that change, they'll give it to you.
I didn't know
So
that.
apparently that's what they do as a business model. They get $2 bills so that when you tip the strippers, like they make more money.
So it feels like those two concepts are at odds with each other.
Which
It feels
concept?
like people were just throwing like, oh, vegan, let's make this vegan. Let's call it El Diablo. Bro, if
Yes.
you're going to call something like,
Dude, but that's
Satan or the devil, it feels like you're sinning. You should be like,
that is what Portland
Eating
is.
flesh.
though.
You should be eating flesh.
It's the epitome of the melting pot that is Portland. Like that's how everything is contradictory. Nothing makes sense. Have you ever watched Portlandia?
Yeah, love it.
what is that?
Shit is
It's
hilarious.
the weirdest, most off the wall, retard. Like the first time I watched it, I'm like, what the fuck?
What is it?
What is this? It was like watching. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
Is it like a documentary? What is it?
It's like
So-
you know documentary now. It's like that kind of like those same group of guys, right? I think
so
so.
weird. So
Very-
at this strip club, my favorite part, I think, well, there's multiple favorite parts, but my favorite part was an Amazonian woman comes out, not actually Amazonian, but I describe her this way because she was probably like 7 foot tall. Comes out with a briefcase, not a briefcase, sorry. It was more like a fucking toolbox, like a big fucking heavy box. Okay. Now this woman is like pierced as much as you could possibly be pierced, tattooed as much as you could possibly be tattooed. And she slams this box down and it's just got like a million different fucking sex toys in it, right? But
it was a pleasure chest.
yeah, pleasure chest. There you go. Nice job, Frankie. It's a beautiful
Yeah,
description.
that's a technical name.
Bro,
by the
she
way.
grabs a fucking dildo out of this thing that you could
Notice,
hold
notice
in,
it has hand position.
Like
For
a
people
gun?
who aren't,
that you
who can't
that you
see.
could only possibly hold. I tried to adjust my hands. Let me see.
It looks like you're holding a shotgun.
Yes.
It was that big?
You could only possibly hold this thing with fucking 2 hands. There's no way you could fucking grip this thing with 1 hand. Even just the circumference alone, you would drop it.
Was it veiny?
Okay. What's that?
Did it have veins?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What color was it?
Black, of course. What color do you think it could possibly be if it's that big? So, bro, she fucking suction cups this thing down and just fucking, just from a height, bro, just sits on it. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm in the right place. This is the best.
I'm in the right place.
The best
Dude,
place
so she didn't.
possibly
No,
do.
she didn't even like feel it out for a little bit. She
Nope.
just went for it.
There was
Right
no
to it.
preparation.
Just swallowed it up.
Yep.
She
Yep.
must have been prepping in the back,
Maybe. I don't
There's
know.
no
I couldn't
way.
tell you.
or she's that loose.
I don't know, man. And then there was, I think there was like 2 chicks that came on stage and they were like fucking using the double-sided one. And, you know, you don't get that at a lot of strip clubs. A lot of strip clubs is just kind of like lackluster dancing, you know, on a pole and, you know, it's kind of it. So,
So
That's a show. That's a
yeah,
whole
it was a
thing.
real show. It was cool. Like when I went to Thailand and 2 chicks, 2 naked strippers got up and boxed each other. Like they had like an actual Muay Thai fight. Basically.
Jesus.
Wow.
Asians?
Mhm.
2 Asians.
Yep. And then one of after the Muay Thai fight, another chick came out dressed as Michael Jackson, while another chick got down on her knees and sucked a fake cock that was sticking out of the Michael Jackson lookalike stripper.
See, this is theatrical. I like this. I
Yeah,
like-
that was
like
in
how
Thailand.
They're
That
putting
was
in work.
Casa Diablo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the strippers
work.
embraced the whole Diablo concept, but not the snack bar. So
That one, no, those were 2 different things though. That one was Thailand, one was Casa Diablo. But
Yes.
but yeah, no, the food was actually good there. I liked the food. Oh, by the way, food in strip clubs is a huge thing in Portland. Like that's people go to strip clubs to eat. Like
so it's like
That's-
they go to company luncheons and stuff.
it's
at the
not a
strip.
normal thing. Like I would say, like they serve food at some strip clubs and like what's it called, go-go bars in Jersey and stuff and New York. I wouldn't say you usually see people eating there though. But like in Portland, it's like totally normal. Like there's like places, there's like strip clubs like, oh yeah, that one's known for like the best steak. You know, you got to go to that one. I'm like,
Dude, that exact same thing happened to me with a friend of mine in college. He's like, I'm gonna take you. We were on our way to Tampa, and he's like, dude, we're gonna have dinner at this amazing steakhouse, and it's a strip club as well. And I'm like, no, we're not. I'm not gonna go fucking stuff my face at a strip club. That's
Yeah.
not happening.
I didn't have the best experience with it other than Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo's food was okay. But I had steak at one of the ones that they said like was supposed to have really good steak. It was very undercooked. It wasn't particularly good.
Dude, fucking poor strippers, huh?
Frankie,
Having to.
I think we need a work trip to Portland. We need to check out this.
We need to do a full review of every strip club. Well, we probably couldn't do every strip club because there's so many. As many as we could. We'll knock it out in a weekend.
We should make that a segment of our
Dude.
show. We should go to certain towns and cities and
Yeah.
check out what their strip club scene is like.
We
and
have some work trips to schedule, Frankie.
and then people could tune in for that. We can rate
Sponsored
them.
by Chimera Coffee, obviously.
We can rate them. People can use this as a resource for traveling to new towns and
And
where
we'll
to
hand
find
out
the
samples.
best
We'll
food.
hand out samples of coffee to the strippers at each of the places as well.
We
I
can
feel
rate
like
food,
we could-
coffee and strip clubs.
We could make like a travel guide in the
Yeah.
States.
What are those those books, the Magellan or whatever travel books? We
Yeah,
can make our own. We just talk
Yeah.
about food, coffee, and strip clubs.
Yeah, that's great.
Sounds good.
Genius.
Dude, how much must it suck for strippers knowing that they have to work at like a place that's known for food, and after these guys like stuff their fucking face or places with buffets, then they have to like give
One of
lap
the
dances
things-
and have these guys talk to them
Yeah.
with like
One of the-
onion breath and burps.
Yeah.
Farting.
Agreed. I
Farting.
think when you're at these strip clubs, there's 2 things that should not be allowed on the menu that are confusing to me. The first is kind of like what you said. Anything that's like particularly makes your breath smell like shit. Why would you put that? Like, come on, man. You're going to subject the people that work at your establishment to that fucking breath. And then the second thing I would say, and it's available at almost every one of these strip clubs that serve food, is wings. Why would you serve something you know people are going to get all
Dirty.
fucking hands and they're going to touch, like, you know they're going to fucking touch the girls later. Like, why would you do that? It's so fucking retarded.
Ribs and wings.
Like,
ribs and wings.
Why would you serve food? Like, okay, like a hamburger I get. Like, okay, you can hold the fucking bun and it's not going to get your hands. You're going to get a little bit on your hands. But, dude, wings? It's like
it doesn't make sense.
Even thought before
it's disgusting.
they're like, oh, wait. It's probably
I've never thought about that, but that's
later tonight. I probably shouldn't fucking serve nasty, like, barbecue wings. And not only that, like, sometimes they're spicy. Like, you're going to get that shit in some chick's eye. She's going to fucking touch her pussy later.
Wait,
fucking, it's not going to be good, dude.
I got a shittier scenario, Gary.
Yeah.
You go and get a lap dance, right? And while this chick is like putting her boobies on your face, she accidentally rubs barbecue sauce on your cheek from a guy giving her the little rub nub.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay for me. That's not nearly as bad of a scenario.
Okay, let me switch
whatever.
persons.
Gary's
Chris,
like, that's a bonus.
let me just switch
characters
characters now, Gary. Okay, Chris, imagine.
I was like, do I have to pay extra for this? Or
this is great. I'm getting some
is
flavor on these titties.
Chris, am I right? Am I right?
I mean, I can think of some worse things, but yeah, it's just a good point. Those types of foods are always there, and they're finger foods. It
it's not okay.
Can I get the garlic habanero hot wings, please? Like,
yeah.
Think
are you
touch
crazy?
People, it's gonna burn. Like, it's literally the worst thing you could have on a menu.
And it's like, you know, like, as far as spicy stuff goes, even if it wasn't on my hands and you knew it was adequately not going to be on my hands, it's probably going to be on my face.
100%.
And then what is like the number one fucking stripper move? Tits in face.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to do that. Then let's say it doesn't affect her in any way, shape, or form. Then the next dude that fucking gets boobs in his face has fucking pepper in his eyes. You know, it's like
secondhand barbecue.
Fucking ghost peppers, like right in your fucking tear ducts. I'll take that.
Yesterday, I'm at a barbecue. Speaking of barbecue, my buddy just hands me a pepper from his garden. And if someone hands you a pepper, I'm just think, okay, you want to try this thing, and like not thinking that it's gonna be, you know, that hot. Whatever. It's gonna be flavorful. I'm thinking it's gonna be a flavorful
ghost pepper from Brazil.
Right. And this particular buddy of mine is not the kind of guy who would be like try and fuck me up kind of thing. So I'm just like, oh, okay, no problem. Don't even look at it. I look at it. Boom. I take a bite, and I'm like, bro. He goes. Oh, I want you to smell that. And I was like, oh my god. Like I took a bite of this fucking thing. It was like immediate like fire out of my eyeballs. Like what, dude.
Was he really worried for you when you ate it?
He was like, how much of that you eat? I'm like, almost all of it. He was like, oof. He's like, that's gonna hurt later. I was like, yeah.
Dude, to me, spicy stuff, it's going in, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. But coming out, when you're on the toilet, that's the worst, dude. When you got fire coming out of your ass. Ugh.
That doesn't leave for a while.
Man.
That's gonna burn for a bit.
So Chris, I was after you said that you were at a barbecue in the Hamptons, I started stalking your story and I saw that there was you did like kind of like what the high class escorts do, that they only show like their hand in the champagne, and then if they're like in a private jet, they only show like the window.
Yeah, but it's like they put up a paper like this.
Yeah, or like the view, so no one else is there in the picture.
Yeah, that's me. High class escort.
That's it.
Well, I mean, technically, I'm on quarantine, guys. I'm not allowed to leave the house.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So I just flew from California, which is one of like the high volume states.
Oh,
so
shit.
Coming back to New York, I had to fill out paperwork. They came off the plane. Literally, police are collecting the forms as you come off the plane, and you have to fill out where you're going to be, your address, if you have any symptoms. They called me the second day I was home, and I had to literally speak to someone, and they were like, "How are you feeling? You know, do you have enough food? Do you have enough sanitizer? You know, your quarantine is for 14 days. Would you rather us call you every day or text you every day to ask you if you have symptoms?" So they're texting me every single day.
Did they call your cell phone?
So ridiculous.
Or your house phone?
Man.
Your cell phone?
So fucking ridiculous.
Dude, yeah, talking about
It's
that, I
such-
saw that in
I'm
Florida.
trying to find the text.
Such
So-
fucking pussies, man.
Chris, you have to be in quarantine for 14 days?
Yep.
That yeah, in Florida as well. So if you
Like-
come in from New York or Jersey,
Right.
you have to quarantine for 14 days.
Which was probably just done as a response to their bullshit. Like,
they can't
dude,
really track that.
dude, the reason they're doing this, they're trying to fucking backpedal because New York and New Jersey just massacred large groups of old people because they let people with COVID into nursing homes.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to be like, oh, look,
Look what we're doing. We're being proactive.
Florida, Texas, Nevada, all these places that are letting people kind of go back to work and stuff. So, and their numbers are increasing. Like, look how they shouldn't be handling the situation like that. Like, the reason they're doing this is because people are upset that things aren't more open in New York, New Jersey, et cetera. And they're like, this is why. So they want to point the finger at these other states and be like, oh man, if you come back from those states, you got to quarantine. It's like, guys, do you not remember how you handled it and how many people died? And none of those places as many people died as where we're from. Like, if anything, it should be the other direction.
Mhm.
Like Florida, Texas, wherever. When we come there from New York, New Jersey, they should be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys should fucking quarantine.
Chris,
It's unbelievable.
how much is the citation if you
$2,000.
fail to comply? Huh?
2,000.
Jesus. So if they
Did you
catch you
see
out of your
the-
house,
I don't know how it works. I didn't even think like when I was filling out the paperwork, I'm like, they're not gonna follow up on this. Sure enough, they did.
Did you see the family in, I think it was in West Virginia or something, that got ankle bracelets? They fucking got put in house arrest.
Wow.
They went to test COVID testing or something. I don't know if they actually tested positive or not, because apparently there's a big problem with that. Like, people are getting in line to get tested and then turning around, and then they've been ordering the tests in the order of the line. So people have been getting positive tests without even fucking getting tested.
Oh,
And so I don't know if it
What a
happened
shit
to them
show.
or not. But either way, they're like, yeah, I'm going to fucking leave my house. Like, I'm not signing this fucking paper that says I can't fucking leave my house for 14 days. This is fucking retarded. So they put ankle bracelets on them and told them they can't.
wow.
Like,
wow.
dude, listen, man, if you want to tell people to do something, because you think it's going to be more healthy, whatever the case may be, fine. But like, dude, we can't start fucking taking things to the point where we're fucking putting people under house arrest. Like, come on, man. There's got to be a point at which we go, wait a minute, we're going a little too far here.
So they can't go to the supermarket? What if
They
someone
can't go
has to-
anywhere. They can't go within
no,
100.
they asked me, they're like, do you have enough food for your 14-day quarantine? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Chris, what if they're tracking your cell phone with
Go
GPS?
Go ahead. Go track my cell phone. Fucking, it's.
Well, I wouldn't want them finding you 2Gs, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't
hard.
want that either. But
The best part is like, okay, so let's say you have COVID and you're breaking your house arrest or whatever the case may be, and that's how we choose to handle it. Then what? You're gonna throw us in jail? Like, oh, you mean the place you made criminals leave because they had COVID?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Frankie, I'm not paying that $2,000. Like, if I got hit with a $2,000, I'm not paying that. Come get it. Come collect me. I'm not paying that shit. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't agree to this. I didn't vote for this. I'm not paying that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man.
When you say come get it, what do you mean? Like if they show up to your house, you're gonna throw hands?
Garner my paycheck that I don't get. I don't
Right.
have a job, guys. Garner
Right.
my paycheck. Come get it. Find
Come
it.
get it. So Kanye West, we were talking about him last time.
Yeah.
He finally came to his senses
Crazy ass.
with the bipolar episode he had, and he's like now apologizing to everyone. With that being said, the buzz of his Gap Yeezy line, his collaboration, or increased Gap stocks by 42%.
Of course it did.
Whoa.
How?
It did.
Well, in the back of my mind, I thought that maybe Gap was going to pull the plug, and that was going to like affect his partnership with Gap.
That
When-
guy can't
I
miss,
mean,
huh?
when it's like when you have like a big corporation and someone in the public eye or a celebrity has like an episode, they usually cut ties with them. But
Yeah,
apparently they're moving
it's-
forward.
It is possible. I mean, especially with a company like Gap, which tends to be like a very non-controversial kind of like family-oriented kind of company. But yeah, I I mean, that's what I think most of these companies should do when they're working with these people. Like when fucking Tiger Woods lost a bunch of sponsors because he cheated on his wife. It's like, are you guys stupid? Like, you think anybody's gonna stop
of the
fucking?
media.
First of all, you're sponsored by Nike, and their literal slogan is "Just do it." Yeah.
And that's what he did.
Literally just operating
doing it.
with your slogan.
Yeah,
You should have
fucking doing
made a series of commercials joking based off of your slogan, and you could have made fucking millions, you retards.
Well, I don't think Nike cut ties with him. I think that was like one of the only ones that, or one of the few ones that stuck by his side.
Did they? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
That's
I know he lost some. I know he definitely did lose some sponsors. I don't know if Nike was one of them, but I'm sure they're probably sponsoring him again now. But at the time, I think maybe they backed off.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to get canceled these days.
Yeah.
Like, i.e., this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. See, he one company that stayed behind the golfer was Nike, that paid him $20 million a year.
Nice.
So Gatorade and AT&T cut ties with him.
Ah, okay.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
I can only imagine phone calls from like Gatorade's reps. Hi, my name is Karen. I think it's really irresponsible for you to continue to give money to this womanizer.
Karen and Chad.
I'd like
On the
you to
phone.
revoke his sponsorship immediately.
What-
I'll
So
no
it's-
longer be
Let's call him
buying
Kevin's.
Gatorade for my
Karen's
kid's
keep-
soccer team. We'll replace it with Powerade.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I gotta go. It's gym time.
till next time, guys.
Later, guys.
Peace out, little bitches.
I move for no man, no man, no